All right, today we are going to talk about healing a broken inner child. Have you ever felt like you're still carrying wounds from a childhood you barely remember? In this video, I want to talk about the broken inner child, what that means, how I've experienced it myself, and how we begin to heal from it. My name is Eli. I help people reconnect to the parts of themselves they had to leave behind. This channel is about healing and returning home to who you really are. So first off, let's talk about the broken inner child. What does this mean? Inner child, this is the part of us that holds wonder, vulnerability, emotion, and a need for love. So what is the broken inner child? This is the inner child that holds wounds of abandonment, shame, invalidation, and unmet needs. Maybe this inner child wore a mask, survival mask. They did this to cope. This can echo in our adulthood. If this inner child is still broken, we see this as people-pleasing, perfectionism, maybe even emotional numbness. For yourself, you may not remember the exact moment you split from that part of you, that inner child, but the moment you lost softness, trust, or voice, that's the moment that child got left behind. In your inner child today, within you, they don't always show up in an obvious way. Maybe your inner child doesn't show up crying. Maybe they show up in your exhaustion, in your burnout. You're constantly being tired. Or maybe it's your anger, it's your rage. Or maybe it's the part of you that can't ask for help. You think you need to do everything by yourself. You need to be a perfect individual. These are all signs that emotional and that inner child within you, it needs to be seen, needs to be healed, needs to be made whole. So how do we heal? How do we heal that part of ourselves? What this healing actually looks like, it's listening, not fixing. It's softening that inner world within you. It's letting that child come forward, let them speak, even if it's messy or if it's inconvenient. This might look like reparenting. If your own childhood wasn't great, if your parents weren't great, even on the outside, they did everything right, but they weren't present, or they were critical, they held you to high standards, they were emotionally numb or unavailable, the inner child within you is probably wounded. So you can reparent yourself. You can be the parent to your own inner child that you needed, but you didn't actually receive. Some practices that might help, some inner child journaling. What do you need to say? Put this on pen and paper, let this out. And do some mirror work. Look within yourself, take an honest look at the reflection and see what comes back. Tell yourself, you are safe with me now. And allow yourself to be seen, allow that inner child to be seen and heard and felt and validated. You can, if you're into like meditation, you can go a little deeper with that, into a deep meditative state and visualize yourself reuniting with that inner child, with validating and seeing that inner child. This can be a very powerful experience, and this is something we'll actually make some videos later on to help you with some guided meditations and doing this exercise. One thing to remember is healing. This is a return. This is not a repair. You're not broken. You're split. And that part of you is still waiting to be brought home. This is part of the greater journey of healing. It's a reunion with the parts of you that were never actually lost. They were only silenced. In our next two videos, They're going to support this video. We're going to do a guided meditation on meeting that inner child. This is to help you heal, to help that split part of you become whole again. And we're also going to take a look at a tarot card. Look at the Fool. So in closing, I'll leave you with a final question to reflect on. Are you ready to meet the part of you that you've been avoiding?